Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sanity Check. We're not going to start with our typical going around and making an improv story thing, because I actually feel like I have just lost someone. Like, in a very real way.
A dear
It's
old
a
friend.
somber sanity check.
It's a somber Sanity Check. You were joining us after Chapter 3, Episode 24. And if you listen to that, if you haven't listened to that, stop right now and go listen to that. Wow.
How long did we know him? Has it been 2 years?
It's been
About 2
over
years.
a year and a half, over two, maybe.
Yeah. That's
As I was,
this is the first character I've ever killed.
This is the first character I've ever had die,
Yeah.
like in a long-term campaign.
Yeah. Like, I was just telling the guys, like, man, I'm gonna be no fun at lunch. Because they're gonna be like, it's like, Joe, are you okay? Like, sorry, everything seems a little duller. The music doesn't sound quite as good.
The really weird part is going to be like, oh, tell us about him. Who was he? Oh, his name was Benji. Oh yeah, what did he do? He was a musician. And then oh no. Oh no, things are going to get wild really quickly.
Yeah. Oh God.
I don't want to be too sensitive to your emotions right nowadays, but that was epic. Like, if you look at the whole scene, just like,
Yeah.
as soon as that curtain appears, he drops and hits a catatonic state, just staring at the fucking hand pulling apart, almost like it was like meant to happen. Since that, as soon as he dropped, like he was gonna reach out and touch him.
I know. I don't know. Yeah.
It's a lot of complicated feelings because this is the game. Something else I said to John and Brad is that this is not D&D. These guys are not heroes. It's something I have said from the very beginning. You guys are regular motherfuckers caught up in something entirely too big. That's what Benji was. A regular motherfucker.
I did not expect to have that much of a visceral reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
we all knew Benji was like,
Oh yeah.
he's
The
been
downward spiral.
on the ropes for, I don't know, a year now.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it going that way.
It's weird how
And
much you invest into the character, right?
Yeah. I wasn't prepared for that. I want to go home and get in my bed and go to sleep.
It's really fortunate that he has a twin brother that sounds the exact same.
Right. It's Pingy Bots.
Pingy bots.
An associate of Wenji. Ross.
Yes. Naturally. No, this is I don't know, like, I've often worried that, in some circles Delta Green is so highly lethal that people are running through 2 and 3 characters a game, like an operation for a single operation. Keep in mind we're on a third operation and we haven't lost anybody. And I think
statistically that's like an anomaly.
Yeah,
like,
and I think the
usually.
I think losing 2 I think going through 2 backup characters in a single operation is silly. Like, I think that's a bit too much. I think you're kind of going a bit overboard, like in the way Delta Green is. But also, that's my opinion. People like playing that way. They like treating agents like clones in Paranoia, and just running through them. But this is, and we also have taken a much longer playing Impossible Landscapes than most people. Most groups do not play Impossible Landscapes this long. It's just the way we play, the way we like to talk through things. And so we have actually had longer for characters like Benji Potts to kind of seep into us. You know?
Oh yeah. No, he's
Can I
quite
ask,
literally been a part of our lives for the last as long as we've been doing this for this campaign.
And our dreams, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Sorry. So what can I ask about the mechanic of whatever this thing is? It might be. I mean, if you're gonna get killed by anything, if this is the big bad, that's a cool kill. But are you like more receptive?
Is it a cool kill?
I mean, if you're gonna get killed by anything,
That's
the
gonna
king in
trigger.
yellow, man. But like, are you more receptive to being like killed by this thing, or hurt more if you're like in a catatonic state, or like some kind of state of insanity versus like?
Are you asking why it focused Benji?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
So, I suppose, but
Is it
maybe,
because
I'm
Benji's
just wondering,
summoned?
maybe that's the only way it could. Maybe that's the only way it could kill you, is if you're in like some kind of like disassociative state, you know, versus where we were just like basically powerless to move,
Powering
like
through.
actually.
Okay, I'm conflicted on how to answer this. I'm conflicted because I'm conflicted because like I don't want to pull back the curtain on something that may still have an effect.
Oh yeah, we're still in it. No, you can't actually. You can't tell us.
Oh, true. Yeah, I guess we
Yeah,
might still
yeah,
be in
you
combat.
Yeah.
So let me put it this way. Benji has been the closest to Carcosia for a long time. And that has always carried some risk. And that's kind of the, and that's a very Cthulhuan mythos, Lovecraftian, kind of theme, is like, you can't get close to this stuff without suffering.
Sure.
And I think that is... Yeah, it might have gone a different way, but then Benji was there. Benji was not in arm's reach, and then he was.
This is so raw. This is, for the listeners, we're recording this directly after this happened.
Yeah.
So I'm still like feeling it. But what a good death, though.
Oh yeah.
What a good death.
It's not a bad death, honestly. It would have been, I don't know, like there are other deaths, like getting killed in a tunnel collapse. That's kind of tragic and kind of really slams home like the kind of pointlessness of it all.
Like the aleatoric nature of existence.
Yeah.
But this is like the equivalent of a warrior dying in battle, like a glorious death. Like,
and I would Benji have wanted it any other way? Question mark.
He would have liked to find out the answers, but I think this. If I were writing a novel, this is how I'd kill him.
With Benedict trying to bring him closer to Hank, who's like at the edge, at the precipice of the fucking insanity that we've been going towards. Like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful scene.
Yes. Watching your also Benedict.
Yeah, Benedict's gonna be fucked up by this.
Die
in your arms
in front of you.
Ooh,
as you're actually trying to save him.
Absolutely gonna
And by
be
the
painful.
way, I want to remind you guys that when we come back this next time, there is going to be some stuff that you are going to have to deal with.
You don't say.
Yeah, like for instance,
Dave.
there's some sanity damage for finding the mutilated corpse of a loved one. Witnessing a violent supernatural effect, that's a good one.
Dace, make sure
You got any more?
your mic didn't change.
Yeah.
You're doing
Yeah, I was about to message you. It happened when you got up, so
okay.
maybe just check the connection. But yeah, Joe, I'm gonna be amazed at how you're gonna weave in a new character and how that's gonna work, or if 2 other people are gonna have to die before something else.
I will say that Dace's backup character is actually someone I've been interested to see for a long time, honestly.
Joe, you got Craig going on this one?
I do. You're good.
Okay, something fucked up.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
All good.
Yeah,
But no,
so
I think that scene, especially with the lighting and coming out of the dark, like the only reason we got, I don't know if there was a better outcome. Only Joe knows what the right path through all of this was, but Benji, like, summoning the way forward, us pushing forward, I think things could have gone differently with better power rolls. We maybe could have fought this thing, but I think we just got bad luck. And then we also got super lucky to even get to this point, even with Benji, like, just nomming the drugs on a platter and finding out the right way forward. That was something. I don't know. I feel like it could have gone a million different ways, but this was a pretty good choose your own adventure end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Epic.
It was epic. And I think it's hard. For me, like, the emotional component of this is, like, I definitely feel, I don't know, like, I feel a lot of feelings right now, and I'm not entirely sure
Dude,
how to work them out.
You couldn't have written it better. Even the devil, whoever this Bond was, like, he had so much potential. Like, even before you knew he was gonna die.
Yeah, before we knew.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, it was honestly perfect. I'm sad, and I'll get over it, but it was fucking perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you guys liked it. It's a bittersweet, I know Dace and Brad and Jean to an extent, have listened to some other, podcasts where they play some games, and character death is hard, and different people handle it differently. But if there's nothing else, like, God, it's like I don't want to, like, give, like, a eulogy here, but it's like, man, like, Benji Potts was a fine ass character, and maybe he started off kind of goofy, as with the voice and stuff like that. But like he was like, by the end of it, like, if there was anything about Delta Green that I love, and I love about the way we've done Delta Green, like, not to toot our own horn, but like, this isn't about the podcast. This is about us as a group of friends playing this game together. Is that this is so much. This is such a good distillation of that idea of, like, that Delta Green, in the game of Delta Green, in the world of Delta Green, the unnatural inevitably tears things apart. That, like, there's that slow kind of march towards the inevitable end of everything, and that there's that kind of that desperation of Delta Green, that desperation of just, let's just buy the world one more day. And Benji had a lot more one more days. A lot.
An insane amount.
But to see that kind of happy-go-lucky, kind of funny character go the way it did, it's like, man, like, this really is kind of like the theme of Delta Green. It's that thing that makes it feel gritty. Yeah.
Yep.
What do you got to say about Benji? There, Dace. He's yours. He's part of you, in a way. If you had to do a Benji eulogy, not from the, Hank would have something to say specific, Benedict would have something to say, like, what does Dace have to say about Benji? Oh.
Nope.
and then we lost him.
Very
okay,
poignant. It's very poignant.
Very poignant. He
And
didn't
so
have
sudden.
to, he could just said he didn't want to talk about it. I thought that was
No, but
unnecessary.
again, I think, Joe, I mentioned this offline, but I think you did a fantastic job. That was not an easy playthrough to navigate, but it looked like you were looking at the rules, and it seems like you followed all the rules. Can't know for sure, but you know what? You seem like a stand-up guy, and you probably... No, I'm playing with you. No, but that was really hard. That was a really tough situation, and I think you played it beautifully, and you made it beautiful at the same time in something tricky.
Little did you know, in his notes for today's session, he just wrote Benji dies.
Yeah, that was just that was all I did.
It's far worse.
I just wrote Benji's
it's
fucking
just die
dead.
multiple times, like scribbled on one page.
Okay.
Die.
I'm back.
Yeah.
That was a great earnest talk you were having about playing with friends, Joe, and I missed all of that because my computer
Just took a shit.
this opportunity to shit the bed
Oh, okay.
and just fuck up.
What I was saying was basically that, like, this is a
There
huge.
in the recording. You don't have to restate it.
But
that's fine.
Well, just basically that, like, this is kind of like the very thematic of Delta Green, that it kind of tears characters down, that it's supposed to kind of chew them up and spit them out, and it feels bad when it does that because we're humans. You know, I know Brad doesn't feel anything because he's a machine.
Yeah, he's a machine.
So, you know,
I didn't expect it. I didn't. Well, we'll just steamroll over that. I didn't expect it to feel that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I also was not really expecting it to feel quite like that either. So I don't really know what it is about it. I don't know. It's just that when you play these characters, and and we kind of go out of our way to kind of try to get into the head of the characters and stuff. Like, after a while, they're people, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they're dead people.
And sometimes they're dead people. I will like to say, pumpkin cakes.
You really killed my character. You killed my fucking character.
Oh, we're going through the
You
stages.
motherfucker.
We're on
You
to
fucking
anger.
asshole.
We're on to
Yes,
anger.
this is anger. You killed my character, you absolute asshole.
We've
Do you
already
know
made
how
some
hard
progress this session.
I worked on this. I worked on this character. Do you know?
No shame.
Just think about 2 years.
For Joe.
2
How
years.
dare you?
The
Actually,
thing is, like, we fucking love doing this, and we love doing this
Yeah.
regularly, and I look forward to it personally. And now it's like a lot has changed all of a sudden, and that's hard.
Yeah.
Pumpkin cakes in the Twitch chat
Pumpkin cakes.
said 2 very good episodes. I'll miss Benji.
Oh,
And I don't know if there's a better way to say it than that. Like, I'm gonna miss Benji.
yeah. Truth.
So say we all.
So say we all.
That's part of it. That is part of it. You have to be realistic about these things.
You do, I suppose. But yeah, that's
He's cool.
Yeah. The first Law trilogy. Cannot recommend it highly enough.
there he goes.
There's a character in that. That's one of his go-tos. Say one thing about Dace Ruthven. Say he'll miss Benji.
Say he'll miss Benji. This is I don't know, like, this is a first. This is a first for me. I don't know, and Dace, you said it's a first for you. Brad, you ever lost a character? An actual like TTRPG?
No.
And John, I know you have to shed
Just
personas and identities,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like a snake sheds skin. Just to survive. So
Thanks. The answer is no, Joe. Thanks for asking.
okay.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a heavy
Did
one.
you
but
say
the same,
just like a shit snake shed skin? Is that
like
what
a
you
snake
said?
skin?
No, it's just a regular.
Oh, I thought you said
Just a regular
I thought you said
snake.
a shit snake shed skin.
We.
I got me.
I don't know. Like that took a lot out of me. I'm gonna be frank.
Yeah.
But
Hi, Frank. I'm Dad.
okay, he's into denial. Great. And so-
Are we gonna witness all the stages of
All
grief?
of them.
We might get
in
to
this- in
acceptance by the end of this.
this- Okay. I've experienced anger. Now I'm in. What are the
well,
stages?
denial should
Bargain-
be first. Denial's
Denial's
first,
first.
and
Yeah.
then
Bargaining.
bargaining, anger, and then acceptance. Yeah.
I think I just I did a speed play on grief,
Speed
and I
run
just went
that
straight
shit,
to anger. Speed run,
This is.
and I went straight to anger.
But and
So-
I'm gonna be frank too. Like this might not be the last one, guys.
Yeah, we're
Oh, don't
still
say
in
that.
combat. Or something. We're in the middle of something.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough. It's gonna be
You're
rough.
gonna be on something. Yeah, when this comes back, shit's gonna be real. But I do think that next time, I think we were gonna try to do some music from a darkened room, if I'm not mistaken.
This would be a great spot to stop.
Jeez.
This
Absolutely.
is a good
Heavy.
Yeah.
close the book on something. So yeah, if we
Yeah.
want to do that,
Yeah.
we can go ahead.
Oh, I know. No. I see it. I see it in his fucking face. I see him right there. He just wants to kill people too. Brad just wants to kill characters too.
He's
I see
got
it
a
in
taste.
his damn dirty face right now. He's got a taste for it. He's like, I want that power. Yum, yum.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna be
That would be
really
that. How shitty would that be? And then Dace loses a character the next session. Because
okay.
for some
okay.
reason, Dace's Alice is also in a very bad spot.
Oh yeah, Alice is in a bad spot.
Oh no, I forgot it was Alice.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
thinking.
Yeah. Alice is not good.
I was thinking. I got some wires crossed, and I thought we were still playing John's game because I am sort of outside of reality.
It's been
but no.
4 months.
It's been years.
Been gone for 4 months.
Alice is a good person.
Yeah, that'll be devastating. We may need to take a little break if that happens, but it's not gonna happen.
Come on.
Because I saw it in his eyes, and you have to just face the snake. You have to face the shit snake before he sheds his skin. That's
Face
what I've
the
learned.
shit snake. That's what they say. Good lord. Oh man. No, like we'll definitely do some music from Darker Room. Because Brad has intimated that he thinks we're closer to the end than the beginning. Well, wait. Of course we are. That's stupid. That's a dumb thing to say. Ignore that.
Well, no, statistically, we're
necessarily.
like 75% there, right?
Okay, we're closer to the end. Yeah. So
If you kill Alice, I will slit your throat.
Okay. You know how we had like the.
I'm
the
glad
death
we
stuff?
have that recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
it's handy.
This
it's
will
handy that we
stand
have
up
that
in
recorded.
court. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to. I don't know.
Brad, I love you, but I will fucking slit your throat.
But I literally something I really foresee this next time is I really foresee when you guys can get to a stable situation. I foresee a situation where it's like, what does what does Hank and Benedict do?
Be like the fucking scene from Lord of the Rings after they get out of the mines. Gandalf just fell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely going to change things. Like at this point, Benedict was powering through and like spitting in the king's face almost. This will have an effect.
I'm trying to look on the bright side, and I've listened to a lot of tabletop live play bullshit, whatever, and there is a bright side for a character death. It's that I get to, for probably like half a session, just sit back and watch y'all.
I was literally just thinking that. I was like, Dace is just gonna be like backseat gaming, like, oh, here they go.
like just watching Hank and Benedict like hash this shit out.
Jeez.
And then I don't know, I'll drink a kombucha while you're
Dude, I think actually
Booch.
this
Just
is a
drink
very
some
good
Booch.
opportunity for us to win the game. Make your character the King in Yellow. And then we
Damn.
You know, I hadn't thought about that.
That's a really great way to
Switch
you're
your
already in the
ring.
scene.
yeah.
Joe, I have an idea.
Okay.
What if my new character's the King of Yellow?
Let's talk offline.
Idiot.
I like this. Like your heads out. That's
Okay.
But it's like I don't know if it's again like we talked about, or I've talked about many times, this is a different kind of game, and we expect this to happen. But also because it's not set in a fantasy world, like these people seem a little more real, a little more down to earth, as wackadoodle as Benji was most of the time. As down to earth as Benji could possibly be. Keep in mind, this is also the person who almost became another person for a while. So
That was a weird arc.
that was a weird arc.
That worked beautifully, though.
If this
It was good.
If this were a novel, this would be like, that would be the arc. It's like, I wonder why that author made that decision. But
But that's the thing, it wasn't entirely your decision. Like, it was the game.
Yeah.
And you played into what was happening in the game. I
Exactly.
think it's good.
yeah,
It's good.
Yeah, 100%. I honestly like there's definitely a part of me that is like sad. There's definitely a part of me that's like, should I have done something different, like to make that not happen? But at the same time, it's like, nah. Like I hate that Benji's gone. I love Benji.
no, you played it perfectly,
Yeah.
Joe. You played it perfectly, and props to you. I could. It was beautiful. It was perfect.
Yep.
It was perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better death of a character that we all knew that was going to. He was a finite character. He was just
From
too
the
far
start.
into the occult.
Mm.
He was too far into the
I
occult.
always wondered, I always had this fantasy in my head of that, because he's such the underdog from the stance of his sanity, like what if Benji's the only one who makes it to the end? Like,
Eesh.
I always had this kind of fantasy and how wild that would be, but that the math didn't work out on it. Just didn't work out.
Yeah. That's
Is
all right.
that his full HP?
No, he had 11. He would have died anyway.
Yeah.
11 would be full. He was down to 9.
It was a lethality roll, attack, and a roll of
Oh.
59. So 5 plus 9, 14.
It was
I
the chin
suspect-
boop. It's the equivalent of a boop on the nose, but for the King in Yellow doing it on you.
Just gave you.
Yeah. I suspect when we listened back to the recording, like, I knew Benji was gonna die once he got on that stage,
Oh yeah.
or at least midway through it. I was like, Joe realizes how powerful this character is, this antagonist, and like,
Yeah, there was that bit where I'm like, okay, hold on, let me turn over to the lethality rules real quick and give them a quick peruse to make sure, because it's the kind of thing, like, if you're, like, we're not good at this, and hell, like, if, I'm gonna be frank, if someone were to go like, hey, actually, you did that wrong, Benji should have survived, and if, like, they were able to demonstrate, like, in the books, I'd be like, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
nah,
Like, he's...
that's our game. That's
that's our game.
how he
It's
ruled in
our
our
game.
game.
And you know what's so funny is we've had several people comment on, in different places, like on Twitter or Reddit and stuff, talk about how when they first started listening in the first few episodes, like, the character with the wacky voice, I didn't know at first. I didn't know about it. but it really grew on me.
Yeah.
And it's so
Yeah,
funny. Like, I
that's a good
saw this. I
character.
saw this clip. It was these guys who do these, like, they do like TTRPG and like video game kind of comedy, skits. And there's this one where there's this guys and they're like getting together, play D&D. He's like, I'm gonna play a a halfling named Bumblefart or something like that, and the GM is like, no guys, we said this was going to be a serious game. And the player's like, no, fuck you, I'm going to play Bumblefart. and then it's like, but then it's like, 3 years later, and it's like Bumblefart is like hanging over a cliff over lava, and Bumblefart's looking up. He's like, you need to save yourself. He's like, I can't do it without you, Bumblefart. He's like, no, you have to. And then he like lets go and sacrifices himself and falls into the lava because it was like Bumblefart. I can't remember the name of that channel, but like, but in a funny way, like, Benji was, was like, kind of wacky at first, and that wasn't your intent. I never thought that was your intent to make like a bullshit joke character. It wasn't. It was just a funny voice. But like, it was like, but to the connection that we all got with Benji over time, because maybe he was kind of the comic relief in a lot of ways. He was, even though he definitely. I mean, hell, if nothing else, the world just lost its probably greatest occult academic of all time.
Yeah. Biggest specialist.
Yeah.
I will say nothing for the choices that I made for Benji. It was built on an accent, I think.
Yeah.
I think I just... So, Can y'all do Gollum voices?
Like my precious, like
it's like the same register in the back of your throat, like
that.
Okay.
For Benji.
My habitus.
Yeah. Got it.
Benji is in the same register there.
Oh shit!
But I can turn into Gollum.
That's amazing.
In the back of and that's the that was the genesis of Benji. I was literally just walking around my living room like
playing with voices.
Playing with
voices.
Yeah. Well, that's how you do characters. That's how you typically build characters. Is you kind of do that. You kind of let it grow from the voice.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
I think this one needs to be a post-sanity check release. Like, this should be mainstream. This is a good one. This is a good, like, epilogue for hard episode. I'm gonna vote that.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe we'll do that.
It's real. It's been the realest sanity check that we've had.
It is. Press F.
It's
press F to pay
first
respects.
actual sanity check.
Yeah. This is when it crosses over into the
real life. Yeah.
Real world.
Rest in peace, Benji.
Rest in peace, Benji.
Rest in peace, Benji. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jean, I think it's a really good idea. I think we should release this one just to everybody. We'll miss him. We'll miss him. I'm also excited to see this backup character, and you could make a different one if you wanted. But the one
We're gonna miss him even more once
excited.
Dace starts using the Gollum voice for this next character.
Especially
I'm gonna fucking punish you. My new character is actually Jeff Rasmus, and he talks like this all the time. Boy.
All right.
Oh, the king in yellow. Ooh, spooky stuff.
All right. Everyone listening, thank you so much for joining us for a somber and simultaneously not somber episode of the Sanity Check. Thank you so much. Hey,
thanks, Joe.
Hey,
We
can
appreciate.
I end this one?
Well, just real quick. Hold on. But thank you guys for joining us. We will release this one to the public, so thank you guys for being a part of this. F in the chat. F in the comments for Benji. Jesus.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take us out in our typical...
Oh, I just want to say, get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Gotcha. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. You can consider...
Oh, I thought that would be the last bit.
No, sorry. You
Say that
can
again?
consider your sanity checked.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Bye.
Bye.